Hi, this is Janet, and today I would like to share some of my thoughts to all the parents out there, and especially the future parents. We'll see what needs to come out or what is wanting to come through. Anyways, well, I'd like to start with the question: if you asked yourself ever before you bring a soul into this earth that the soul, this consciousness that has its own mission to fulfill in this lifetime, and a woman, you are this portal, this vessel that brings this soul into the earth. What I want you to ask yourself is, are you ready to support this soul to remember that it has its own mission and it came into the earth to discover, to experience itself, and to remember, to understand something, to go through this mystical, unknown journey. Are you ready to be that the supportive soul, to be a protective environment for this soul to live around? Because these are one of the very basic questions I would really want you to ask yourself before you get excited for this journey of this different kind of experience, this, or before you taking this responsibility you might not think about. And why is this so important for you to heal yourself first? It is because, say, some of us think they want to be parents because they want it to be, because they want to make it better what they didn't have, the opportunities, the support, the love they didn't have. They want to play that role or be that role that has this unconditional love for their children, for the souls for the soul they are bringing into this planet. But imagine you are not healed and you are carrying this poison of how love should look like, and it should be earned in some way, and you are trying to play this better role that you wish you had. And it is not easy to understand or to reflect or to look at, because we are talking about our subconscious, which we can't see. We have to be very intuitive to to know where we are at, right? So I feel it's very important to understand if you are on this journey, if you are ready to be a parent, if you feel you are ready to be a parent. I really want you to ask these questions, because the soul, you would never know, what the soul just got synchronized. Anyways, you just know what the soul, you never know what the soul came here to experience, and how hard it might be, or it is going to be, for the soul when it's ready for its own journey to experience. What you can do is be this nurturing, this protective environment for the soul to be, to and I don't know why I need to cry right now. Yes, what I was telling is to be this protective environment for this soul to be around, to be this nurturing environment, to be ready to offer unconditional love by healing yourself. So that it has this foundation of unconditional love, that it can see anything, any hardship of this life offers through the lens of unconditional love. And that is the only way, whatever mission your soul came here to fulfill, or whatever unfinished business it has, and it gets manifested by every obstacles or every restrictions you might be putting unconsciously on its way, and it gets instantly, or with the time, manifested in its body. And you would never know what, you'd never know how much wrong you can do just by being unconscious and not knowing that you are carrying your own generational trauma of your whole bloodline. That's the thing, we live in this a lot of us live without being conscious of these things that we came here to master, and someone needs to do that. And you might be asking yourself, why me? Because we are not talking something that is meant to be easy. But before you pass this generational trauma and generational, I don't like the word curse, but some of us carry these things within without knowing and looking for the answers for most of their lives, and they are so close to find it out, but they just don't know they are holding so much. They are holding on these patterns that don't let them think out of the box, you know. And it's not easy to go outside of the box and think critical, and you know, where your environment or the certain environment you are in, you never get validation from. It is confusing, especially if you grown up in a family dynamics or in an environment in general where you are taught that you need external validation to be something, to be you, so that you can be accepted. And might be asking yourself all your life what step you could do right, you probably could do right, so that you finally find your answers, the answers you're looking deep inside. You might be conscious of or not. Either ways, we have this questions, this deep inside, and we look for them all our lives, and our physical vessel which gives us so many signs, but we overlook them because we think they are this biological body gets sick when, because everyone else's body gets sick also, so it is something normal when your body never meant to be sick. It is you restricting yourself or trying hard to be fit, to fit in. It is you trying hard to hold on to the anger, to the frustrations you experienced, but you never let it out outside your body. And these are all things, you know. These are all things like anxiety, depressions, which is like, for example, depression is just lack of purpose. You just didn't find your purpose, or you never allowed yourself to go for something your heart wants you, but you thought you can't do that because this certain environment you know suddenly born into, you thought it has to validate this desire of yours so that you can be that version of yourself or that person you came here to be. And anxiety, for example, it is you are it is most likely how I can explain based on my experiences. It is most likely it makes you afraid in some kind of way of your own power that you hold. So there is this belief system your subconscious is holding onto, and you're trying to fit in so hard, and at the same time you know something is not right, which is you're not going for your own unique specific mission that you came here to fulfill. So that's and it can bring so much of anxiety to the surface you never know that you had in your subconscious. And this is the reason most of the people can't explain themselves that they are having this incredible sense of fear and anxiety, but or this darkness, they just don't know where this is coming from. It is all that it is all signs that you are carrying from your bloodline, from this ancestral trauma. They just pass by to you unconsciously because they didn't find it out how to deal with it, and understand that they never passed something by consciously. They just didn't have the codes, the access to the information that we have at this moment and we have in this time. And a lot of us are witnessing this change of frequency of this earth, and understand that they just didn't have the way. They just couldn't figure it out for themselves, and they didn't let these things come to you by intention. That's not what they wanted, but it is your responsibility to heal yourself before you bring the next generation, and passing this trauma of multiple generations by to them. And understand that every soul comes in this planet, in this earth, to fulfill some certain mission that they want to experience in this physical reality, and they might have some unfinished business from the past lifetime, from the last incarnation, that they need to fulfill in this lifetime. And what you think protective for themselves by the things that you can't even control, but by trying to control these things that you cannot control, or you are not meant to be controlling. You are creating more distortions, and you are bringing this soul out of its own mission by thinking this way or this path that this soul feels called to go. That is not safe for the soul to go, because you are trying to project your own fears and experience that you think soul that came into this art might have the same experience, but it is never the case, because some of us might have similar experiences and similar missions, but this is never the same thing we are going to experience, or we are experiencing. This is never the case, because everyone is experiencing their own reality, and it is never going to be the same, because we are not supposed to be experiencing the same reality. So everyone is going to perceive things differently, and this is the most natural thing of this physical reality. So just understand that you are the vessel for the soul to come in this planet to fulfill its own mission. Don't put restrictions or obstacles on it just because you couldn't reach your goals, or you think what you wanted to be, your children should be doing this for you, because you are the person that brings it into this art, and it owes you something. A lot of us think like this, unfortunately, and I just wanted to give you some tools to think out of the box and to think certain things and to contribute in this art in your own way, which you came here to be. And so I would really like to inspire you to not create any future people pleaser that need outside validation, to be their own unique self, to be accepted, to be loved, and know that you would never know what their soul mission is, or how complex their soul mission would be in the near future, and raise them with unconditional love that you have, and appreciate that this soul came into this planet, and that this soul chose you to be a parent, and be grateful for that, and make their journey a little bit easier as much as you can, and know that maybe you would never understand how complex their soul mission is going to be based on your own life path. You'd never know what the soul will be experiencing, or what hardships um, based on what foundation you are offering them to be in, you know, or to create. And to not to be this way of, you know, projecting your own fears or whatever you are experiencing in your own reality. See them as your gift to reborn, and as a chance, if you already have a child or more than one, I don't know, see them as this gifts as they are to for you to reborn and be a person of your soul, be the vessel of your soul, and the nature, the mother earth, the nature, everything, it automatically works like this. Most of us just forget that they also born with the child they bring into the earth till they, you know, repeat some kind of pattern and go back to the place they were before, because the mind itself, it just can create scenarios that based on your past, there's no future because you have only this infinite now, and this past or the memories, or which is actually happening all at the same time, but it's not easy to explain, and I know it is not easy to understand also, because we live in an upside down reality, and which is, you always have to you know, it is like you can imagine yourself, you are kind of starting a movie from its end and going to the beginning. So yeah, something to think about, right? So yeah, that's all we can do, and to learn and to grow in this process, and know that no growth comes from a comfortable place. So be intentional with that, and know that if there is pain, they are meant to be here, and otherwise they wouldn't just simply be not here, right? So there is always a purpose for everything, for whatever hardship we have been through in this lifetime or we are going to experience. So don't be afraid to feel something or to go to feel the pain, because this, as I said, like this ancestral healing or generational healing, it is not going to come from a very comfortable place. So I just can tell based on my own experience, and I know there is this collective, we are all going through this, and we are all doing this work, this constant shadow work, and because we are ready for a new art where we can be ourselves and to think different, to do different than we are ever taught, and make this earth a better place for our next generations, for the souls that are going to come in this earth, for them to be a better place, so that they can experience, what we weren't really able to be experiencing, right? So, and yeah, like growing up, I have mentioned some of my experiences in my story in that first video I did, and where I was telling my own story, like a lot of things I have experienced, and yeah, I don't know, I am being called to share the one specific thing that I've been through in my own journey, which is that my mother, as I already mentioned, she needed this sense of control to control my life, because she was the creator in some way, at least she thought of me, and so she had rights to form, shape my life the way she wants it to be, and which was like which is basically what, like, I guess most of us can resonate with this, that the parents, the unhealed parents, most of the time they want us to be something they wanted to be in this life, but they couldn't. So as a child, it is your responsibility to be that. Some of us might have this opportunities through the parents, to be that person without being asked if you feel called to be that, or which is never the case, right? So anyways, but what I felt called to share was, like, growing up, I have seen my mother like being sick most of the time, and she used to use that against me, kind of accusing me for her being sick, because of me, because of the tension I create in this family just by existing. So it was her way to make me control. So if you're an empath, you know, like, you just, most of the time, most of your life, you just observe these things and try to be not standing you in no one's way, right? Like, you try we try our best to not stand in, like, never stand in someone's way. Like, we just try to, we feel things before you speak. We read energies before there is anything spoken. We understand things before it. we read minds before anyone has spoken anything. So if you're an empath, you might resonate with this, or you can relate to that. So that was my way of being, and I tried my hardest to be the person, the person I trained to be, to people please. So that no one has to say something about me, which is very important, which was very important to my mother. So, and still she got sick because she was, dealing with her own demons, which is her mind, and she thought it was me. And I believed, and I thought, I am being the person you want me to be, which is almost not existing, almost not doing anything you don't want me to do. And still I'm this person that and I observed, and I was so hard for the things I was being accused, and I was hard for her because I am an empath. Because if she is hard for me, it is like the last thing I want in this world to be. It is not only her, for anyone, because we usually prioritize others over us, over ourselves. So I was just wondering what I possibly could do right in these circumstances. What can you do right? Because there is everything she is telling, and I'm doing exactly the way she wanted me to be. So, and I'm exactly being that version of not myself but her. So, and that wasn't enough because she was like disappointed by herself, but she made me feel that I am the person that disappoints her, and these are the things I was self-reflecting all these years, and some of these things I found out earlier in my life, and some of them I couldn't really find out because I was holding on too much. Some of them I was thinking out of the box, and which cost me a lot of energy, even though I wasn't living in the place where my parents live. And I thought I have to be in contact, even though they hate me, and even though they make me feel small in so many ways, because they think it is their right, because they brought me in this earth, and it is my responsibility to provide for them, because this is how it works. And yeah, everything was on purpose. Like it is God's way to say, look, I know you it feels like you are in a cave, but you can go outside of it, and this is what you came here to do. This is why this is your mission, to break free. And I know it is not going to be easy, but you can go outside of this cave anytime you want. And that's how healing works. You just have to let everything, you just have to feel through everything that you never wanted to feel, that your system never make you feel, by avoiding, by this coping mechanism and all. It's just, I guess most of us just don't know. It is like how our subconscious works, and as it is like almost 95% of our mind are ruled by the subconscious. We just, as we can see it, and most of us are like so focused on the fact that we can only rely on things that can be seen, you know, and that's the whole point of the universe. As I said before, we are not going forwards, we are going backwards. You know first, and then you get to see, and this is how it works. The moment you recognize this is the way you transform, you bend timelines, you shift timelines, you quantum jump, and all of these things, and everything is real. And the thing is, it has this wonderful quality that it doesn't need you to validate it. It doesn't need you to believe. You can do whatever you want to, and you can create your own beliefs that you prefer, or that you want to be in, right? So it is, and most of us try to label something like being religious or being spiritual, which I thought as as I was younger is the same thing, but it isn't. Like, it's a total different thing, and it is like anyways, like which I think also pretty interesting. You don't need any label for, you know, for to explore. Just explore what your hearts call you to, and what the heart tells, or how the heart led. It's also not an easy thing to understand, but allow yourself to do wrong, even though you think it's wrong. But there is no wrong way. It's already predetermined by you, and you're just here to find your specific why, right? So allow yourself to do wrong, even though it feels wrong, but you know that you can't do wrong. It's prescripted. It's any timeline you choose to be, or you want to, any timeline you want to be, that is also prescripted. So you cannot do wrong, and you don't need any guru or worship anything outside of you. I feel like it is so important to understand in this journey of self-discovery and exploration. And yeah, I hope I said everything I kind of wanted to say or share. If not, we will see us again. Anyways, yeah, think about it and have a great day. Bye.